Friday's prom is Monday's funeral, Jackie LeBron said as she peered dismally around the room. Becca followed her gaze. Peace lilies dominated 2 of the 3 stainless steel tables, while the last contained an array of long-stemmed flowers grouped by color and genus. 5 grand wreaths on 3-legged pedestals lined the back wall, their hypenicum and ivy foliage waiting to be adorned with a mixture of flowers. Becca's eyes locked onto a 6th wreath, a ring of birch branches laced with white roses, gardenia, hydrangeas, and larkspur. It framed the face of a blue-eyed girl crowned with loose chestnut curls. Her wide smile portrayed the anticipation of next month's graduation, followed by a future of high hopes and soaring dreams. But now her graduation had come early, and only her soul would soar. Jackie grabbed a vase from a shelf and set it on the table among the flowers. "Tragic," she said, picking up a handful of laurels and arranging them. "Is Dan working the case?" Becca crossed the room to help her. "Not much of a case," Becca said. "He said it was pretty cut and dry." Funny, she thought, how the sweet fragrance of the same floral mixtures seemed to change, depending on the occasion. When they'd arranged the pink roses for the prom 3 days earlier, this room was filled with a delicate scent that inspired the feelings of elation and romance. Now, as she assembled this bouquet with the same Chanel roses, this time for a funeral, Becca found the smell nauseating. Its earlier perfume was somehow tainted by death. They left the prom early and checked into a hotel. A while later, the boy shoots up on PCP and goes ballistic. He beats the chit out of her. Chit? Yeah, sorry. Old habit. Becca blushed. Aunt Millie taught me from a very young age that it isn't ladylike to curse. However, if you change a letter or 2, you can cuss all you want, guilt-free. Jackie raised an eyebrow. "I'm too set in my ways now," she said. "But that would have been great info when I was a teen." "My mom shoved a bar of soap in my mouth for saying damn at Thanksgiving dinner the last year my grandma was alive. I spit it out right there on the kitchen floor, and she asked how that tasted, since it would be the only thing I'd ingest for the rest of the day." "What'd you tell her?" "Told her it tasted like shit. What else?" Jackie shrugged. Jackie's cool demeanor when she spoke of her mother didn't fool Becca for a second. For the past year and a half that she'd worked at Buds and Blossoms, she'd heard numerous scanty excerpts of Jackie's 18 years of living with the devil, which was how she referred to her childhood years. Leaving her parents' ratty apartment in New York City, Jackie caught her anywhere but here bus. She decided to ride the bus until her few dollars were spent on fare, and then she would start a new life in the city where Leroy, the Greyhound driver, kicked her out. Here she was 14 years later running her own business, thanks to 2 years of third-shift waitressing at a truck stop diner and a student loan for business classes at a local community college. At 5'2" with spiky black hair and fiery red lips, Jackie feared no one. Despite the tough facade, her tiny frame caged a broken heart, and those sapphire eyes shielded a long-buried sadness of a family forever lost. Becca knew this pain all too well. Only their circumstances differed, but not the pain. "So, she's beaten, chitless," Jackie said, winking, "and?" He slices her throat, then turns the knife on his own wrist. "Murder/suicide." Becca nodded and plucked another rose from the pile. "Well," Jackie said, "turning the knife on himself was the best thing that boy could have done." "Why do you say that?" "Crystal Moretti. That's Michael Moretti's daughter." Becca frowned. "He's the man behind the money in this town, and I don't mean elementary school fundraisers. Rumor has it, if you live in Richmond and are missing fingers, you've fallen behind on your Moretti loan." "Dirty money?" Becca asked. "Just put it this way. Clean streets won't keep halibut steaks on his plate. And if that boy hadn't offed himself, you better believe there wouldn't be anything left of him come today."